You are right in the exact spot where your husband has left you. Whether you think that he is leading enough or he is a passive husband, the truth is that you are where you are because of him. He is not a leader because someone has to step into that position, but he is because God says he is. If you're the kind of a person who believes in the Bible, then you know that a husband is the only person who has been given that mandate to be the leader of that marriage and to be the leader of that family. You know that leadership is influence, right? And for some time now, I have been hearing wives lying to each other that if your husband is passive, then it has to be all your fault. Maybe you are not letting him lead. Maybe you are not affirming him enough. You're not submissive. You are not cheering him on. All sorts of things. It is not as if your husband needs permission from you to lead. He has already been given that permission by God to do it, and he does not need that permission from anybody. So there is no way you can take the fault of your husband not taking up that responsibility proactively to lead the home. No wife just wakes up one day and accuses her husband of being passive or just puts that label on her husband. In many cases, it's something that must have taken some time for this marriage to reach at this point. And by the time this happens, there is a lot of friction going on. The husband doesn't understand why, and the wife doesn't get why the husband doesn't understand. And I have observed in such kind of marriage setup, maybe the husband is a great provider. He works so hard. He's always busy. He makes sure he provides everything for his family. He provides material things. The children lack nothing. They need toys. They are there. School fees is all paid. Everything is set. But there is one problem. Just for the fact that he is not present, that is a very big issue. It is difficult for the husband to understand because he thinks he's doing the best he can as a leader. I have had cases where the husband asks the wife, "Why are you bringing trouble? But I have given you everything. I've given you everything. You don't lack anything." And now that is where the problem comes in. There is a missing piece that this kind of a husband does not understand. That him being a leader is not just about him providing material stuff for the family, but it's about being present and creating that environment for the home so that he is there putting in his input in whatever is going on in the home. It is not just about him paying school fees, but does he even know where the child goes in school? Does even he know any of the teachers? Does he even know what is going on in the lives of his children? It is not about him providing, but can he spend some time with his children? So many wives are so dissatisfied in this generation right now because of this kind of passiveness. The husband provides everything, but he is never there. And that causes a lot of frustrations, a lot of resentment from the side of the wife. Nothing beats the kind of joy, peace, and happiness that comes with having a husband who creates time for his family, for his children, who is determined to understand each of his children, being involved in their lives, just knowing what is going on with them, trying to understand everything about them. That is a dream of every wife. So if your husband is the kind who is passive, or he's the kind that you see that he won't lead, I want to remind you that it has got nothing to do with you. It is not your fault. This is the bitter truth. Yes, he might be a Christian. Yes, he goes to church. Yes, he's trying to work out his faith. But there is that disconnect that he has with God in terms of understanding his role. And that is just the only thing that he needs to do. That is why he is passive. He is passive because he has not really gotten to that place that he has a full understanding of what really God expects from him. It is not you to give him permission to lead. He already has that permission from God. All he needs to do is to obey. Remember, just as it is submission by wives to submit to their husband, it is not an easy thing. And they are not supposed to do that submission for their husbands. It is something they are doing for God. It's about obedience. And it is the same thing. Leadership from a husband, it is not something to do with being led by the wives to lead, or about wives giving them space to lead. No. It's about them making a decision to be obedient to God, who has given them that mandate to lead. And if they know that it's about obedience, then it is not about skill. All they need is to go back to regain that missing connection in understanding their leadership role in the home, in the family, as God intended it to be. So if you are the kind of a wife who has been wondering that there is something wrong with you just for the fact that your husband won't lead or he is passive, so you've been wallowing in guilt and blaming yourself that it is because there is something you have failed to do, put aside that guilt. It has got nothing to do with you, but it's about your husband going back to find the missing connection, about understanding and obeying God's role for him as a leader of your home. If you are still watching this video up to now, thank you so much. In this space, I help you make faith a lifestyle in your families and in your relationships. In case you're new here, my name is Charity Mugeni. Please like the video. If you feel that it can be beneficial to someone else, please share, and as well as leave your comment right down below in the comment section. God bless you. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.